On this edition of the Wretched Wrench, we get back to work on the old disco van, and we gotta blow some acorns off the top of the manifold here. I think I just caught COVID. There's got to be an airborne disease in here now. Oh, the crap that just flew around in here. Yeah. All right. Well, it's a lot better in here. There's still a hint of grandma's ass in here. It's not horrible. It's much more manageable. Let me get you guys in here. And what we got here is a 350 5.7 liter GM Chevrolet, whatever you want to say, block. Now we got a lot to do here. We got to get all this old EPA shit off and weld. We got to weld all these up. Yeah, easy to get to, thank God. Getting all the 15 million vacuum lines that don't need to be here, and the ones that do, we have to replace those vacuum lines. And this whole thing, all this crap has to go bye-bye. That's all EPA junk. It's no longer used. It's just dangling in there. Come here. See, this needs to come out too. We have an Edelbrock with an Edelbrock intake, so that's where that goes. Okay, we got a lot to do here. We got valve cover gaskets. We got to get rid of all this EPA junk. What else we got? Plenty to do. God knows it's plenty to do. All right, let me sit you down so I can get to work. Well, we really do need to be careful here. This is going to be a very delicate operation. How am I going to get in there? I'm coming around. Let me get down in here. Look. All this needs to go. But they're connected to the intake bolts. I'm not taking those out. We gotta do surgery right here without hitting nothing else. This is gonna take precision. Oh boy. plug wires. Don't you get crazy on me at the end. Now we've had a good thing going. What is it? This is just junk. We don't need that. So many things we don't need here. Okay. We don't need any of it. We just don't need it. We don't need that no more. Much better. Now we just set this back up. We got our throttle cable back. Look how much cleaner it looks over here. See? You can see everything now. You can get to it. You know, I just realized it's gonna be a bitch to do a valve cover on this. I mean, I've really got to take the whole air conditioning system apart here. Well, that's not good. Well, oh, and there's a bolt missing. I bet that's still in there, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's something. Well, I don't want to, but I'm going to. Wow, I've just never seen such a setup. There's no way. Well, that's gonna be interesting, fellers and fellerettes and guys and girls. It's damn sure fun. So there's always something. Even on a 84, they said we'll do something here to really screw up a mechanic here. We're gonna make sure and okay. Well, over here is the easy side, which after I cut this off, it's gonna be all over with. You can really get to everything. Well, it's a good thing I put that back on. That could stab you, I guess. Need to trim that up a little better, maybe. The power of the blade compels you. The power of the blade compels you. We no longer need you. My God. Sorry about that, guys. We just got a little crazy in here. Yeah. Whew. I bent, oh man. I hate it when I bend my thingy. That's gonna take a while to heal. You know, sometimes you just... Whoa. I just found a vacuum leak. Oh, I did. I sure as hell found a vacuum leak. Well, I can't really plug it with that because gonna have to put some JB weld on it. Found a vacuum. Let me get you. What can I? Look at that, guys. Little bitty vacuum. Come on, camera, get in there. Where's my? I can't get a view. There we go. Little vacuum leak right here, and right there on the intake. And so those gotta be JB welded up. Yeah. All the vacuum sensors are. This is before they had electrical sensors. They actually had vacuum sensors on here, and they're not being utilized anymore. Now that we have this fine Edelbrock up here, we don't need any of that crap. And I've seen electric chokes before, but I swear, guys, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think this is cruise control. It's even got the brake cutoff vacuum switch there. But we're not using. I can't find a cruise control anywhere on there. Was this a choke? I just don't see that. Maybe it was. Maybe it was a choke. I just don't know. Huh. So weird to me why it doesn't have cruise control. I'm getting sidetracked there. More parts lie on the ground. That means progress has been made. And so the further has. We have cleaned out all of this to get it ready to rust proof and paint. And then we've got the engine clean finally after 3 pressure washes. We're letting it dry. We're gonna paint it up Chevy blue. How are you? I don't know why I do what I do, but I rhyme every time. I'm a poet and didn't know it. Got it all spruced up, ready to spruce up and start putting parts back on this end. Just got to take the valve covers off and clean them, paint them, put new gaskets on, and then do some plugs, hoses, belts, all the usual stuff that's 30 years old. All right. That's progress. Most of the rotted stuff is tore out. You know, I'm gonna get a little bit more of it out, but basically that's ready to fix. They really need to fix it and get it all back together. Anyway, alright. Alright, I cleaned it out. All that junk wood, that's gutted, ready to fix. Yeah, look at that for a minute. That's down. Look at the lovely mold. That's gone. Yeah. And so we've gotten this thing pretty successfully. We gotta get these two walls out today. Get the carpet out. And we're pretty much done ripping stuff out at that point. My God, look at these lovely mirrors. Oh. We're back on this this thing, disco van. Yeah. We have gotten out the seats and taken out the carpets, getting rid of rotted stuff. All that rotted wood right there, just around these driver's seats. It's got to go. It's really nasty. You can see I started in this area, working my way up and around right through here. Anybody need some seats? Great color. Step into my humble commode. Oh. Well, we've got one wall ripped out. Yeah, there was some mouse houses in there. Might have been a family or two, 4 or 5 or 6 living in there. Yeah. Now we gotta go, we gotta move all of this because we gotta do this side. And then we're done. We're done tearing out. It'll be, except for the carpet. Yeah. We have a lot of cleaning to do. Hopefully, in just a second, you guys are gonna see progress. This don't even look like the same van, guys. Look at this. You ain't gonna believe it, look. Holy cow. I mean, I tore out all the bad wood. I'm gonna lay over, right over top of this side. No sense in gutting it. It just didn't get bad enough back there like it did on this side. So this is what we're looking at, guys. It's cleaned up. It's gonna be done in a month or 2. That's reasonable. Well, I mean, we've made good progress here, guys. We just gotta let it air out. And honestly, put some wood panels back in this thing. And then I was gonna rip the carpet out, but I think we're gonna save it. It's not as bad as I thought. This is amazing. It's the only thing that cleaned up. The only thing. Well, see you in a second when we get more progress done. Hold on. Here we go. Progress has been made. This whole thing was loose. And I took a urethane seam sealer, came back and dropped it in here all the way around. It was pouring water through here, and I patched it on up all the way down both sides. I got some more ordered. I got to come across, and I got to lay just a little bit more in here to seal this up better. But this was full of rust and it had been leaking. As you can see, it had really been leaking for a while. It had what caused the water to come in all the way around all through here. So that's fixed. We've also made progress on the motor. I mean, we've got plugs in it. We've got all the smog stuff off, the EPA junk. We've got a new thermostat, gasket, and thermostat in there. We have got a cruise control hooked up. This, I'll show you the other part of it, but you can see I've made a bracket and I've got it hooked up right here. She's ready to cruise on the control. I have the AC system off, and I'll show you why in just a second. We'll go around to the front of the motor.
Almost forgot, I did do the valve cover gaskets.
You already know about all the wood that's out. We have this top piece out, ready to go and reupholster. We're going to reupholster the curtain things that were here and put new blinds in. And we're reupholstering that piece up top. I'm really trying to think of everything so you guys aren't out of the loop. The bathroom's ready to fix. We have all that ready to go. We've got to put some wood around this fridge. A new face has to be put on it because that's rotted. We got rid of all the rot. It's gone. The world's smallest holding tank for water. Found out where the auxiliary battery is. So that's good. And I don't know what this is, but it's not hooked up to anything. We'll figure that out later. And so we've got everything to the top of the motor that we wanted done. It's gonna be time to get the oil pan off of it. Put a front rear seal and the oil pan gasket all in there and put it back on. That's gonna be the next thing to do. Let me show you the rest. So this is our cruise control module I've put on, and it's going to be in the way of our bottle. It's just here temporary, but I've got to put it somewhere. Anyway, got the water pump on, new water pump, all new gaskets. And what do you think about that mechanic that put that new fuel pump on? Do you see anything wrong? Do you see anything wrong with this? I'm telling you guys, I don't even know how this thing was driving. I mean, if that ain't kinked up fuel line, I don't know what is. I really don't even know how it was getting fuel. It's I don't like talking bad about a mechanic, but this thing has had several oddities that just the plug, this first plug right here was hand tight, so that got me worried. You know, I mean, things like that. I don't know. I mean, we all make mistakes, so I'm gonna leave it at that. You can see I've got a lot of this painted in here. The engine's been painted. That's what they call rebuilding a can. I've got to finish rebuilding this compressor right here. I got a new power steering pump because it runs a hydro boost, you know, and that's been working double time its whole life. So I went ahead and got one. Plus it was feeling a little jerky when I was driving, and so I filled it up. It didn't make a difference. So we've got to take all this off, and we've got to drop the oil pan out. It really ain't gonna be too bad with everything in here taken out like it is. And let me bring you around this side. I mean, why not? You can see the handy dandy seam sealer work. I mean, this thing was taking on some serious rust. We've got that fixed. Urethane, by the way, is the best kind of seam sealer to get because it has a catalyst in it, makes it harden. Now it's still flexible, but when that stuff's hard, it's hard. They put windshields in with urethane in the automotive industry. It's some pretty handy dandy stout stuff. Doesn't come off anytime soon. This is our little cruise control thingy majiggers we got to plug into the other side that's up here and wire that in one day. So that concludes where we are on the disco van. And I would say she's come a long way. Now, we still basically what we got to do is finish the bottom of the motor, put, you know, new gaskets and seals in it, and put the accessories back on, new belts, new hoses. I start putting the interior, building the interior again, putting the transmission back in, and then fixing the bathroom, taking her for a test drive, you know. No time at all. Well, anyway, I hope you guys have liked the disco van story. It sure has come a long way. Next episode, we'll be sealing up all of these windows because every one of them leak. And I'll show you how to fix those the cheap way. So we'll be fixing the windows, we'll be sealing this thing up for good, making sure it has no more leaks before we start putting the inside back together. It's best to get the leaks taken care of before you start building the inside back. And okay, this has been bothering me. You know, I bought it like this, but this has got to get fixed. I don't know what they did to it, but it's driving me crazy. Yeah, well, I'd like to put something on this, even if it's just a flat black. So, and we got to get a cap for the overflow tank. I don't know if you guys remember that it had duct tape. So, but it is looking much better in here. It's not near as old and rusty looking. And I appreciate you guys watching. Please like and subscribe. All right, guys. Till the next time.